The ASEAN leaders meeting in Cebu City called for swift ratification of a framework on petroleum security and the creation of a regional power grid. They also pledged enhanced maritime cooperation in the South China Sea to ensure it does not become the next Strait of Hormuz. Jervis Manahan reports.
Leaders from 11 member states convened in Cebu today for the main event of the ASEAN Summit. Welcomed by vibrant performances showcasing the heart of Filipino culture, the atmosphere was one of regional solidarity. Opening the plenary, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. expressed his gratitude to his counterparts for prioritizing the gathering despite the various domestic challenges facing their respective nations.
I recognize that each delegation has traveled here despite demanding schedules and pressing responsibilities at home. That you have chosen to be here reflects not only the urgency and significance of the occasion, but also our shared commitment to the enduring values that continue to bind our region together: dialogue, cooperation, and mutual respect.
Continuous transit passage.
Apart from opening statements, most sessions were held in private.
Thank you.
But in late afternoon, President Marcos faced the press to tell about the outcomes of the summit. At the top of the agenda is energy security. The president emphasized that Southeast Asia must move beyond mere crisis management. His message was clear. The region should no longer just react to global shocks. It must anticipate and prepare for them. The leaders also issued a joint statement on the Middle East crisis, outlining practical measures to safeguard regional stability.
The long-term solution is our continuing move away from fossil fuels, dependence on fossil fuels, and the development of alternative sources of renewable energy.
Among the biggest highlights of this year's ASEAN Summit is the call for the expedited ratification of the Framework Agreement on Petroleum Security, which will enable fuel support during shortages, and the ASEAN Power Grid, which will connect the electricity networks of all 11 ASEAN member states. The leaders also called for the swift ratification of the ASEAN Trade in Goods Agreement, or the ATIGA, which modernizes regional trade and eliminates non-tariff barriers. On the maritime front, they issued a declaration on maritime cooperation, which will monitor activities and ensure peaceful voyages in the South China Sea.
Maritime Center is not to confront or not to somehow push back on any single force or any single country. It has to be seen from this perspective. What we are working for is the continued freedom of navigation and the peaceful navigation in South China Sea. Issues of assistance, of making sure that our waters are safe, that our territories are well respected, and that UNCLOS is the single most important guide and principle that we adhere to.
President Marcos expressed optimism that the center will soon be established, noting that the measure was met with zero opposition from member states. Jervis Manahan.